Recently I played Pokemon Black and White for the very first time, and after beating it, I can confidently say that it's already in my top 5 Pokemon games. But next comes the sequel in the 5th gen Pokemon Black and White 2. So today we're gonna see if the sequel is as good as the first game, or if it is better. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We are very close to 100 subscribers. And while you're down there, let me know what your favorite Pokemon game of all time is. Mine is Emerald. Now on with the video. We start off like always, where we're greeted by the professor, Professor Juniper. We get to name a rival, a spiky haired dude who looks like an emo version of Bakugo from My Hero Academia. I name him Matt, an homage to Ashiboy from the first game. We start in our little town in front of our home. Our mom asks us if we want a Pokemon of our own. I say no, and the end credits roll. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Nah, I'm just kidding. I saw your mouse cursor hovering over the video to see if it's the end of the video. We finally say yes, and she tells us that Bianca is in town, sent by the professor, and I can get my first ever Pokemon from her. I step outside, and Spiky Boy Matt and his little sister greet me, talking about taking good care of Pokemon, yada yada. I'm only here to kick some butt with my Pokemon, nothing more. We finally find Bianca at the lookout, and I gotta say, I'm always amazed how this game came out for the DS back in the day. The same console that had graphics like this. It's been 2 years since we beat N and put a stop to Ghetsis' plan. Bianca gives us a choice between 3 Pokemon, and since I picked Oshawott the last time, I picked Snivy. My chat gives him the name Noodle, cause look at him, he's a little green noodle. Matt then joins us out on the lookout and asks for our first battle. As soon as I saw he picked Tepig, I had instant flashbacks to my first battle with Bianca. This time, I had a plan, and I won't share the same fate that I did last time. I lowered Tepig's defense and spam tackled till that pig became a hot roasted pig for dinner. After winning our first battle, Bianca teaches us how to catch Pokemon, and we finally take our first steps into our journey. A mysterious voice calls to us, and we see that it's Alder. He yet again breaks his legs. He invites us to his house. I think Alder went bankrupt because this is a dump. On Route 20, we fight all the trainers that stand in our way. Then catch a Railu and name him Goku. We head to the ranch north of Route 20 and catch a Mareep and name it Sheepy. With 3 Pokemon in our arsenal, it's time for a second rival battle. I start off with Noodle, our Snivy, then switch into Sheepy to paralyze him and lower his speed and hopefully get a paralyzed turn off. I switched back into Noodle and leered to get his defense down before taking it down with tackles. I'm not gonna lie, that was a close call since Noodle was also paralyzed. Matt rushes west to find a Deer. We join the search party and find a Team Plasma Grunt with the Deer. The Grunt startled, he rushes off and we take back the lost pup to its owner. We go back to the town before and give Alder a hand. At what, you ask? To beat more kids till they cry to their mommy. Alder is one sadistic guy, and I'm all for it. I take out both of the Pokemons with ease and leave Alder's house to head to the first gym. We head back to Asperia City, where we started from, and the gym leader is in the gym as we speak. I head in and see it's Chirin. After 2 years, Chirin has become the first gym leader we get to face. And after all those rival battles, just for him to be a lower ranked leader, wow. I beat the rest of the trainers in the gym and come face to face with Chirin, bringing back great memories from when I used to demolish his Pokemon. He starts off with a a Patrat. I take it out with a couple of Vine Whips. Next Pokemon is the final Pokemon, Lillipup, and I bring out Mareep, Thunder Wave it, but since it hits first, Static activates and paralyzes it already. Sheepy goes down, and I bring out Noodle. I quickly get my attack up with Growth and Vine Whip till it faints. That's the first badge obtained. 7 more to go. As we leave the gym, Bianca and Chirin reunite after 2 years and have a little romantic moment. Got Bianca stuttering and all that. Chirin did have a glow up, I cannot lie. Matt comes along and challenges Chirin, and we are off to the next city. After a quick call with mom, we enter Verbank City. We overhear a captain and his daughter arguing. She ain't holding back on these insults. We head south and battle a couple of trainers, and Noodle reaches level 17, evolving him into a Servine. We catch a Magnemite and a Growlithe, naming them Sturdy and Deku. It's a great time for my Pokemon because Mareep also evolves into a Flaffy. With all this capturing and evolving, we waste no time and head to the city's gym. This song is a banger. Pokemon! Let's go! P-O-K-E-M-O-N Pokemon! Oh, sorry. I'll stop now. Roxy is this gym's leader, and she starts off with a coughing. I start off with Sturdy, but keep missing my attacks. I'm already in yellow health. She uses a super potion, leaving all my efforts go to waste. But my sonic booms finally connect, and with 3 HP left, Sturdy takes it down. Next up is Whirlpede, and I was Sheepy, paralyzing him before switching out to Deku, one of our new members on the team. I use Ember on it till I can't no more, and get the second badge. We are breezing through this game because we only need 6 more to go. We are then dragged to the Pokestar Studio against our will. This part is more of a side quest and my attention span is already pretty low. We make a movie, people like it, yada yada yada. Anyways, now the captain understands that he ain't a good actor and thinks that the career pivot isn't a good idea and takes us to Castile City. I remember like it was yesterday, coming to this giant city. We can't forget the most important thing to get, the EXP share. Bro, like always, isn't doing his job, and we gotta find him. Iris approaches us and helps us look for some Team Plasma guns hiding in the city. East of the city, we find a sewer system, with Matt waiting for us. I don't know if this is sewers or Matt, but something really smells like dog poop down here. We find Burrow after fighting some grunts. A man with a white lab coat squeezes through us. Burrow heads back to his gym, where I can show him who runs the city streets once more. Instead of a honeycomb like Jim, Burrow is now in a spiderweb / cocoon. I don't really know what this is, but it ain't honey type gym. Taking out all the other trainers, we get sucked up where Burrow stands. Noodle takes out most of his Pokemon, and when he sends out his ace, Levany, we switch into Deku and take it down to Yellow before he takes Deku out. We send in Railu. Knowing that he's faster, I use Counter and take it out, leaving Burrow in the dust and obtaining the 3rd gym badge. Before leaving the city, the guy in the lab coat stops us. His name is Colores. He then talks about bringing out the potential of Pokemon. He says that he wants to test some of his theories by battling us, and that he will be waiting at Route 4 and heads north. We meet up at our rendezvous spot and opens the way that Crustles are blocking before battling us. I take out all his Pokemon with Deku, and he vanishes into the sunset. I head into the desert resort for a special item that's going to help us a ton. We make our way through the desert and almost get taken out, but we make it to the spot where we pick up a Firestone and involve Growlithe into an Arcanine. Now we really got that dog in us. We continue our path north and step foot into Nimbasa City, the city where N told us that he was the leader of Team Plasma 2 years ago. Oh, and Elisa's here too. We get serenaded while on the Ferris wheel, and we find Elisa at the end of the old gym and bring her to the new gym. I personally like the newer gym better, because I feel like a model on this runway. We make it to Elisa, and I'm so afraid of her Malgas because of last time. But that was last time. This is now. We come face to face with her and start battling immediately. She starts off with her damn Emolga. She spans Volt switches, taking out all my Pokemon but one. I make it so we are one-on-one with her Emolga, but she takes us out in the final quarter. I have to make up a plan if we want to get past Elisa. This time, I start out with Sturdy, knowing that it won't use Volt Switch because it's not affected on him. I use Thunder Wave, making that rat paralyzed. A couple of Sonic Booms and Magnet Bombs, Emolga drops down to yellow health territory before Volt Switching into Flaffy and taking Sturdy down. I do the same and send out Sheepy. I know if it hits me, Static will activate, and that's exactly what happens. Her Flaffy is now paralyzed. Sheepy goes down, but not without using Cotton Spores to get his speed down. I bring out Deku and Fire Fang till it's out cold. She brings in her damn ugly Emolga and Volt switches into her ace, Zebstrika. Deku Fire Fangs and gets a burn on Zebstrika. I Fire Fang the Zebra, taking a chunk out of it. She again brings out her damn Emolga, but this time there's nowhere to run. She Volt switches, taking out Deku, and I come in with Noodle, setting up a Leaf Seed. She uses a Hyper Potion, stalling this battle even more, but with some Leaf Tornadoes and Mega Drains, we finally take it out. I officially hate Elisa in both games. With the 4th badge in our hand, and only 4 more to go, we head west and find Matt surrounded by Team Plasma Grunts, so we give him a hand and send those grunts crying to their mama. We continue west of Nimbasa City and get stopped by Bianca to give us the HM Fly. All we need now is a burb to teach Fly to. We find a group of people gathered around a biker and challenge him to a triple battle to get past him, so we can move on to the next city on the list. As we cross the drawbridge that connects Driftvale City, we catch a duck and teach it Fly. Now we can fly anywhere on our little duck. We enter Driftvale City, and over here 2 Team Plasma Grunts arguing. So it turns out that Team Plasma split in 2. Grunts that follow ends ideas and want peace, and grunts that follow gets us and want to rule the world and steal Pokemon for a living. Met them barges in asking for a Purrloin that was stolen years ago, and chases the grunt in the dark Assassin's Creed outfit, where the good Team Plasma Grunts and Sages are located now. The Sage that runs the group challenges to a battle, and you know me, I won't back down from a challenge and proceed to dominate his team. We defeat his team and are invited into the house behind them. Matt, our rival, comes along asking about his sister's Purrloin that was stolen, but finds no luck here. The Sage then hands me a Zora to add to our team. I'm sorry, Sheepy, you gotta go. We finally head to the gym to challenge Clay, but since we don't have a powerful water type, this was a bit harder than last time when I challenged him. We make it through this god-awful maze. This fight took me a while to beat. This is where I understood that Noodle wasn't the best choice and wished I picked a different starter. Sorry, Snivy lovers, but that's the truth. Clay starts off with his Crocorock, and I with Noodle. I use Leaf Tornado, taking it into the red. Crocorock bulldozes us, lowering our speed. Clay then uses a heal, while Noodle misses a Leaf Tornado. 2 more Leaf Tornadoes, and his Crocorock is no more. Here comes the harder part of this battle. He sends in Sand Slash, but because our speed is lowered, it takes a chunk out of our health with Crush Claw. We make a drain to get some HP back, and using our leftovers, it attacks with Crush Claw again, leaving Noodle at 4 HP, while I set up a Leaf Seed. Using a Super Potion, I get Noodle's HP back to green, and with Leaf Seed and leftovers, we are back to full health. Noodle Mega Drains Sand Slash to take it down. His ace is Excadrill, and Noodle is slower than it right now. It proceeds to take Noodle out with the Metal Claw, so I switch to Ducklet, but it takes it out too. I only have 4 Pokemon left. Sturdy comes out and hangs on with 1 HP because of his Sturdy. Excadrill misses a Metal Claw. I Magnet Bomb, doing laughable damage. Next turn, Sturdy goes down as well. After that, I send in Deku, and this time we deal tons of damage with Fire Fang. Excadrill almost takes us out, but Deku is a beast and hangs on with 21 HP. Then Fire Fangs, leaving it burned. Next turn, Excadrill gets knocked out by the burn, and we obtain the 5th gym badge from Clay. We leave the gym and head south to be a part of a tournament. We pick 3 Pokemon on our team and begin the tournament facing off Matt. He starts off with a Pignite, and I with Deku, our Arcanine. I deal some damage, but then switch into Riolu and deal some more damage before getting taken out. Deku comes out again, lowering its damage 2 times now. A couple of hits and Pignite goes down. Next is his Simipour, and I switch into Noodle, getting burned by Scold. Noodle Leaf Blades and takes it down to 2 HP. With another Leaf Blade, Noodle takes it out. Finally, his Tranquil. Before Noodle goes down, I manage to deal 40% of damage. I bring in Deku once more and take it out with a quick Fire Fang. The next battle is Chirin, a rematch I wanted ever since I beat him in the first gym. He thinks that he's got that dog in him and starts with Stoutland. Deku deals a ton of damage with Fire Fang and takes him out with ease. Next is his Chinchino. Deku goes beast mode, taking it out in 2 turns. Same story goes with his next Pokemon, Watchog. And just like that, Chirin is no more. One final battle, and it's against Colress. I start off with Deku, and he with his Magneton. Since Steel is super weak against fire, we take it out with just 1 Fire Fang. He sends out his next Pokemon, Elgyem. 2 more Fire Fangs, and it's down on the ground. Lastly, his Clink. And we one-shot it with another Fire Fang. We are the champion of this tournament. I mean, come on, I never doubted it. As we leave, Matt chases a Team Plasma member like always, and we get on a mysterious boat alongside Chirin and Matt. Suddenly, we get ambushed by a bunch of Team Plasma grunts, and these aren't the nice grunts. We take them one by one, and Zinzolan, the sage we found hiding in a cold storage unit 2 years ago, talks about using the legendary dragon type Pokemon to rule Unova region, then proceeds to order the ninjas from the Hidden Leaf village to throw us off the boat. Chirin is confused about Team Plasma's plans, knowing that the dragons aren't even in Unova anymore. What could they be up to this time? Next city on our list is Mistralton City. While heading towards Mistralton City, Cobalion hops in front of us and stares at us like a deer caught in headlights before hopping away. Before we can get to the city, we have to go through Mistralton Cave, battling trainers left and right. Zora evolves into a Zoroark. We see the light at the end of the tunnel and step foot into Mistralton. The gym leader better not be on the top of the tower again. The professor comes out and greets us and hands us the Master Ball. If she had all these Master Balls, why didn't she just hand me the whole stack, making me waste all my Pokeballs all the time? Skylar, the gym leader, joins us and heads back to the gym, and we follow. Her gym has changed from hazardous canyons to hazardous winds, pushing you off the platform if you're not careful about it. We make it to the end of the gym and battle Skylar. She starts off with her Swoobat, and this is the only Pokemon that didn't go down as fast as the rest. A couple of Fire Fangs from Deku takes it down to red, but also takes Deku's HP down a lot and continues to flinch us with the Heart Stamp. Since I know that she's gonna heal up, we do the same too. I do a quick switch to Ducklet to switch to Sturdy. Sturdy Thunder Waves it to get Swoobat's speed down. A couple of sparks later, takes Swoobat down finally. Next Pokemon is Urswana, so I send in Noodle, lowering Swana's HP down to almost half. All I need to do is damage it a bit more with Zoroark, then extreme speed with Deku taking it down once and for all. Last of our Pokemon is Skarmory. With Deku's Flame Wheel, I lower Skarmory's health to red, then extreme speed twice, taking Skarmory out. With that, we are already at 6 badges. Only 2 more to obtain before we can challenge the Elite Four and the champion. Remember when I said, I hope the gym leader isn't in the tower? Well, the professor is, and I have to drag her back to Mistralton to advance. I'm crying on the inside, but you guys can't see it. Luckily for us, she isn't at the top of the tower, and she gives me a lucky egg and heads back. But since I'm here, might as well ring the bell, right? We enter the little airport building, where Skyla and the professor is waiting for us. Of course, Bianca joins us, and we hop on a plane and fly to Lentimus Town. We leave the professor and head east into Reverse Mountain and find Bianca doing some research on Heatran. So she joins us throughout the search, but we have more important business to deal with. And that business is to find out what Team Plasma has been hiding under their sleeves. We exit the cave, leaving Bianca alone in the mountain to step foot into Undella Town, where we can catch a water type to close the gap on our team. What better Pokemon than Wailord? So we catch a Wailmer and name it Fish. After doing all we can do here, we get on our bike and head for the next gym. But right before, Matt stops us and battles us. Of course, we beat all his Pokemon with ease. Even Fish takes out his Emboar, and even though we just caught him, he evolves into a Wailord. Now that's one big fish. As we traverse, we find Cambalion standing menacingly waiting for me to throw all my Pokeballs at it. I'm not gonna lie, I had to reset 2 times before I can catch it. After I caught it with that Ultra Ball, we name it Xion. If you played Kingdom Hearts, you would love that reference. Before challenging the 7th gym leader, we have to go through Lakonos Town, where Bianca and the professor takes us to some old lady yapping about the legendary dragons, Reshiram and Zekrom. Luckily, I already know the story and I can just press A till she stops yapping. Do you know who else yaps a lot? Zinzolin, one of the evil sages from Team Plasma. Matt and I take it upon ourselves to shut him up. Of course, we beat them in a battle and send them crying. We head west and past this huge bridge with tons of trainers to battle. This is where I took my time to level up Ducklet and evolve it into a beautiful Swanna. I'm not gonna ever use it, but look at those wings though. Beautiful. Oh, and Virizion pulls an Alder and breaks his legs in front of us, so we capture it and name it Roxas. We make it into Opalissa City, where we will find the 7th gym leader. Iris? Wait, that's not Iris, that's her father, Drayden. Also, here's a cool thing that you might not know. The look for Opalissa City varies from the version that you're playing. Black 2 has this futuristic look, and White 2 has this more old-fashioned look to it. Enough of history classes. Let's enter the gym and get that 7th gym badge. They did this gym justice. I really like how they changed the gym around from the first game. I just love how the dragon statues react with each other. In no time, we make it to the top where Drayden is waiting for us. He starts off with Druddigan, and I was sturdy, thunder waving it to get its speed down before it, using a couple flash canyons to take it down. One dragon down. Next is Flygon? I always thought that Flygon was a bug ground type. Well, the more you know, right? Noodle comes out with a couple of Mega Drains and a Leaf Blade. It gets his HP low enough for Drayden to waste his heals. 2 more Leaf Blades and that fly is gone. The last of his Pokemon is Big Boy Haxorus. Knowing that Haxorus is a speed demon, I Thunder Wave it while it sets up Dragon Dance. Sturdy gets dirty with it and Flash Canyons Haxorus, leaving at 1 HP. You did well, Sturdy. Xion comes out and uses a Sacred Sword, leaving that dragon only to be remembered in mythology books. Drayden hands me the 7th gym badge that we place in our badge box. While leaving the gym, Drayden asks us to follow him to his home. Kinda creepy, but we follow him regardless. There he explains how there was a 3rd dragon that came to existence, Kyurem, during that era. And with DNA splicers, they can date back to the same era as the material was used in the Dragon Spiral Tower. A big boom goes off in the background. Curious, we both head outside to see where the sound came from. We see a ship coming towards the city with cannons targeted towards us. The ship shoots ice all over the city, leaving it a cold husk of its former self. Zinzolin and its grunts confront Drayden for the DNA splicers, while Drayden refuses to hand them over. Zinzolin and his grunts search the whole city for the splicers. Drayden and I defeat the grunts one by one, and we face Zinzolin ourselves against this ice-type Pokemon. With Deku and Xion on the team, this fight was more than easy. Zinzolin takes his leave without being able to find the DNA splicers. Crisis averted. Or, so I thought. Drayden heads inside the gym, then comes out with the splicers, and hands them to us. The ninjas from the Hidden Leaf were spying on us all along, and take the splicers for themselves, and ran away. With the DNA splicers in the wrong hands, this could be the end for Unova as we know it. We get an urgent call from Matt, telling us to get to Himalaya City ASAP. Luckily, this is also where the final gym leader is located. We find Matt in front of the gym, and of course, the gym leader has headed out, and we gotta drag his butt back into the gym. Not a clue where the gym leader could be, Merlin jump scares us as he jumps out of the water. He agrees to go back to the gym so we can battle him and get the final badge. This is where Noodle, our superior, will finally shine since Marlin is the water type gym leader. We head back into the gym solving all the puzzles to get to Marlin. I can't continue without saying this, but this gym feels kinda rushed and definitely doesn't feel like it should be the final gym of the game. I mean, Drayden had fighting dragon statues and Marlin has lily pads? Anyway, we start a battle with Marlin. He starts off with his Caracosta. Like I said, this is gonna be an easy fight. Just using Leaf Blades and Giga Drains, all of his Pokemon go down. Whale would one-shot Jellicent and made him into Blueberry Jelly, making this the easiest 8th gym badge I've ever obtained in any Pokemon game. Continuing our journey, we notice Tracheon, and Colders comes out along behind us. He gives me that device that he used to get rid of the crystals before. Now all I have to do is capture this Tracheon and be on my way. Tracheon gave a little fight before telling it that I have his siblings captive. It quickly joins us without making a scene. We head to the seaside cave and use the device to get past where we can find Team Plasma's ship. Matt and Marlin come along. We get on the ship and find that the path forward is blocked by beams. It took me like 40 minutes to figure out what I need to do. It was like 2 a.m. so don't judge me. We finally get the beams down and get teleported where Zinzolin introduces us to the legendary dragon, Kyurem. The ice attack on Opalissa City was caused using Kyurem's powers. Matt then chimes in for a double battle against Zinzolin and the Team Plasma Grunt. I one-shot the Grunt's Pokemon while Matt's Emboar twiddles his thumbs, taking attacks left and right. Matt's Emboar and Unfezant goes down, while Xion sets an example for being the better Pokemon. We take out all of their Pokemon without breaking a sweat. After Zinzolin's bitter defeat, he orders the ninjas from the Hidden Leaf Village to throw us off the ship before taking off into the sky. We then make our way into the giant chasm that was previously blocked by Team Plasma Grunts, but it turns out these Grunts are the good side of Team Team Plasma, only in disguise. Chat told me that I can evolve Sturdy in the Charge Cave. I used my only rare candy to level it up, and would you look at that? Sturdy is now a Magnezone. A great evolution in my opinion. We finally backtrack and find our way out of the chasm, and find the X-Team Plasma Grunts, along with the X-Sage trying to convince their old teammates to join their side. Matt gives a speech straight out of Naruto, but because Matt doesn't have no talk jutsu, we still have to fight them. After defeating them, we push through and get on the getaway ship. At the bottom of the ship, we find out the password to get through, and honestly, they should find a better password than Zekrom. We head into the room that was sealed off and find Kyurem trapped in an experiment tube, while Zinzolin creeps up behind us, trying to stop us from ruining their plans. Haven't you had enough smoke, old man? Taking out all his Pokemon, we leave him speechless. We step on a teleportation platform that takes us to the control room. Qualvris welcomes us before challenging us to test his theories on Pokemon strengths and bonds. He starts off with his Magneton, and I with our newly evolved Magnezone. After stunning it, we deal some damage before switching it out to Goku. But Goku goes down to a Volt Switch, and Kohler sends out Batang. If this was a Metagross, we would have been in big trouble. Especially Xion, dealing 90% of damage with Sacred Sword before he heals up. A little back and forth, but Xion takes it out. Next is his own Magnezone. Xion almost one-shots it, but it hangs on with Sturdy. Now I know how it feels to be on the other side of the spectrum. But no worries, Deku comes out, taking it out. Deku 2-shots the next Pokemon, Kling Klang. Behemoth was a bit trouble, but Deku managed to take it down to 1 HP before dying. Sturdy gets sturdy with it and takes it out with the Flash Cannon. Last is his Magneton that's already paralyzed and badly damaged. One Flash Cannon takes it out, winning us the battle. Culverus explains that he only worked with Team Plasma to gather information and put his studies into motion, and he doesn't really care about world domination. Anything for science, I guess. We step on the final platform that leads us to a narrow room where we find a recognizable figure. It's Getsis, steering this whole operation from the very beginning. Getsis calls for a ninja from the Hidden Leaf to stop us so we don't follow him and ruin his plans. Matt steps in, still asking about the stolen Purloin. He could have just caught a new one and gave it to his sister. She would have no clue. Matt prevails when the ninja sends out a Liepard that he stole years ago from Asperida. After that whole shock that crushed Matt's world, we beat the ninja from the Hidden Leaf and they hand the stolen Pokemon back to Matt. Now it's our turn to play catch up with Getsis. We head out of the ship and tread around the field before we find a cave. We step foot in the cave and see Getsis standing menacingly. Getsis came all this way because this is the source of Kyurem's power, enough to turn the whole region into nothing but ice. He summons Kyurem with his voice alone and orders it to take us out. Out of nowhere, we hear a mysterious recognizable voice. It's N. N slowly descends from the sky, even though we're in a cave. N tells the Getsis that Kyurem is suffering and he is here to stop him and will not allow Pokemon to suffer no longer. But N had fallen for Getsis' plan all along. With Zekrom present, Getsis uses the DNA splicers on Kyurem to change Zekrom back into the Darkstone to fuse Zekrom and Kyurem together. Getsis allows us to challenge the newly fused Kyurem. We approach Kyurem, starting the battle between us. I sent out Sturdy first, getting a Thunder Wave, lowering its speed by a lot. One Flash Cannon takes it to half HP, while Kyurem cannot move due to his stun. One more Flash Cannon takes out Kyurem without breaking a sweat. Was this the ultimate weapon? I thought this fight would be tougher. Kyurem and Zekrom separate from each other. Getsis then takes matters into his own hands and battles us for a rematch that he's unaware of. Unlike last battle, all my Pokemon are stronger and more fierce. His Cofagrigus gets buried. Timitoad sucked the life out of it. Electros and Drapion slice open. Toxicroak bitten to death. Finally, Hydreigon was defeated by Xion's Sacred Sword. After Getsis' defeat by not only one, but two trainers that kicked his butt in separate years. Getsis goes mad and is taken away by one of the ninjas, and thanks us for saving Kyurem and Unova. It ain't much, but it's honest work. With Getsis out of the way, the only obstacle standing in our way is the Pokemon League, so that's where we head next. We see N at the badge check. After another heartfelt conversation, he hands us the HM for Waterfall. After making it through the badge check and battling trainers, we make our way through Victory Road. We catch a Golurk and name it Stone to get a better type coverage on our team. Making it to the top, Matt stops us for one last battle. I'm not gonna lie, this fight caught me off guard, and I lost the first time. After leaving Matt in the dust, we enter the entrance for the Pokemon League. We stock up on all the supplies we need and walk in. There's no turning back now. This time I read the signs right and challenge Caitlyn first. She starts off with Murshana and I was Stone. Her Murshana was annoying because she kept using Yawn, making my Pokemon fall asleep. Luckily, I stocked up on items just for this cause. I use an Awakening and take out Murshana with Xion. Next, Caitlyn sends out Reuniclus. With two Swords Dance set up and after taking a Focus Blast like a champ, Xion one-shots Reuniclus. We almost one-shot Gothitelle if it didn't hold on and take Xion out. Sturdy comes out with cannons blazing, taking Gothitelle out with Flash Cannon. Sigilyph is their final Pokemon, and with one Flash Cannon and a Fire Fang from Deku, Sigilyph goes down like the rest of our Pokemon. 3 more members to go. Up next is Elite 4 member Chantal. We set up a couple of sword dances and take out her Cofagrigus with Iron Heads. Next is Chandelure, almost taking it out with another effective Iron Head, but it just barely holds on and counters with a Fire Blast, taking Xian out. I switch into Fish, but it also goes down to an Energy Ball. We send out Stone, but also go out to a Fire Blast. This isn't looking good for us. 3 of our Pokemon remaining. I send out Sturdy. Chandelure uses a Fire Blast, but Sturdy hangs on with 1 HP because of his Sturdy ability. Sturdy uses Flash Cannons, dealing no damage. I decide to use a Max Revive on Xian, and finally taking out her Chandelure. Next is the Golurk, so I countered with Noodle. 1 Giga Drain later, Golurk is no more. Last of our Pokemon is Drifloon. I switch back to Xian to use a couple of Iron Heads to take it out as well. That's 2 down, 2 more to go. Next on the list is Marshall. He immediately starts off with Throw. While Swords Dancing with Xian, his throw uses Bulldoze and Rock Tomb a couple of times, lowering Xian's speed. Because of that, Xian is slower, and Throw gets the first hit, almost taking out Xian. We retaliate with the Iron Head to take it out with 1 hit. Next is Min Xiao. As it uses Bounce and wastes a turn, I XP thinking Xian would be faster. But Min Xiao high kick jumps, taking Xian out for good this time. I send in Sturdy, dealing half of its HP while being left at 1. The next turn, Sturdy goes down as well. Having already 2 of our Pokemon faded, I send out Golurk, hoping it can take an attack. Min Xiao bounces once more, taking 40% of Stone's health before getting its World Rock with Earthquake. Is someone missing a Sock? Because that's the next Pokemon Marshall sends in. Sock comes in with the payback, leaving Stone at 4 HP, while an Earthquake deals tons of damage, leaving it in yellow HP territory. I heal Stone up, but get taken out immediately with another payback. Luckily for us, Deku is a fast dog, and he uses Fire Fang and makes that Sock into a Chew Toy. Conqueror is up next. We set up a Leech Seed with Noodle, before Conqueror takes Noodle out. Fish, despite his efforts, also gets taken out. With our last Pokemon Deku, we finally beat Marshall. 1 more Elite 4 member to go before the champion. Last member of the Elite 4 is Grimsley. We left the easiest for last. Starting off with Xian, we set up a couple of Swords Dances, and one-shot Liepard, Crocodile, Scrafty, and Bisharp. Easiest battle of our career. All that remains now is the champion. We have thousands of stairs to come face to face with Iris? When did Iris become the champion? We get into our battle position to battle the champ of Unova. She starts strong with her High Dragon, and I was sturdy. I need to Thunder Wave to lower her speed of High Dragon to even have a chance of beating her. She uses a Flamethrower, taking Sturdy to 45 HP. Sturdy then uses a Thunder Wave, leaving it paralyzed. Sturdy goes for a Flash Cannon, dealing 30% of his health, and she loses a turn due to the paralyze. A quick Thunderbolt sends it to yellow HP territory. Xian comes out strong with the Sacred Sword and takes it out. We switch into Deku, and out comes Druddigan. Deku lowers his attack with Intimidate and deals some damage. Out comes Noodle. Despite his best efforts, goes down, but gets off the Leech Seed beforehand. Xian comes in again using Sacred Sword, leaving it at 1 HP and tanking a Focus Blast. This is where Noodle's Leech Seed came in clutch and took out Druddigan. Iris sends out a Gen 3 Pokemon, Aggron, and I do the same with my Gen 3 Pokemon, Wailord. I use my Max Revives to get the team back on his feet. Fish tanks 2 double edges. I go for another dive while Iris withdraws Aggron and sends out Lapras. Lapras takes Fish out with Surf while Fish was underwater. I send in my Gen 1 Pokemon Sturdy and Thunderbolt, dealing tons of damage, and do the same, taking it out the next turn. Deku comes out to deal with Aggron. 1 Fire Fang leaves it burn and almost goes down. After taking a Flame Wheel, Iris uses a full restore, while Deku chips his HP down with Fire Fang before fainting. Out comes Stone, taking an Earthquake and retaliating with his own Earthquake, leaving Aggron in the dirt. Next is her Haxorus. We both exchange Earthquakes. Then I full restore Xian. I switch into Xian, dealing tons of damage. Haxorus hits us with the Earthquake, and Xian barely holds on with 26 HP. We hit back with another Sacred Sword, taking Haxorus out for good. Last of our Pokemon is Archeops. Before it takes us out, we max revive Sturdy. Even though Sturdy isn't taking much damage, I use this opportunity to revive some of our Pokemon just in case. We heal up Sturdy and Thunder Wave, followed up with a Thunderbolt one-shotting Archeops. And with that, we defeat the champion of the Unova region, Iris. This time, we walk into the Hall of Fame and write our name in Pokemon into history as the newest champion of the Unova region. A quick round of applause for our MVPs. And with a game time of 20 hours, we have finally finished Pokemon Black 2. I had so much fun casually playing around Unova again. I have to say that the sequels really fixed some of the issues that I found with the prequels, like asking if I wanted to reuse my repels, and having more double battles or even triple battles. Even leveling up in this game was more tedious, and the battles felt more harder. I needed to strategize more rather than just spam heavy damage moves. I feel like the prequels though had a better overall story. I wish to see more of N's development, but overall I would definitely put the sequels higher in ranking. I would give Black and White 2 a 9.7 out of 10. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more videos like this one. I put a lot of effort making these videos, from the streaming, the script, the voiceovers, and the overall editing. And if you haven't checked out the video where I play Pokemon White for the first time, you can click the end card that sends you right to it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.